Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another glorious Company on Heroes 3 casting, yeah. And in this episode, we're going to be going up against a high-level Company on Heroes veteran, yeah. And let's get the receipts going. Let's confirm to the Axis nerds that I'm not full of shit, and I do try to win against high-level players. Oh my, oh zesty bold. So what do we got over here? Let's go ahead and X on that. And Company Heroes 2, in rank 1v1, he's sitting at 38 Soviets, 75 OKW, 43 Brits. Bringing the search bar up. 56 USF. So this man knows how to play a Company of Heroes. He knows how to play the game, both in Code 2 and in Code 3. He's sitting around the 1539 ELO. I fought him at the 1522. But let's be honest, that brings him to rank 55 DAK. So this man knows how to hold it down as the Deutsch Afrika Korps, yeah? Just because I want to oppress the sand people does not make me a villain here. So let's get this recording started. Let's get this party rolling. So how are we going to beat this? We are not going to rifleman spam. We're only going to keep them around the 4 or 5 mark. That's not really spam in my opinion. And on top of that, we're not going to go any infantry training center upgrades. We are going to get the commander option, but we're not going to upgrade infantry training center whatsoever. We're going to really focus on armor core and have a bit of a build diversity going here, at least in the early game. Now, late game, it just turns into a fucking slugfest between me and him. Now, my opponent is going to go Bersaglary Cheese. Oh, you know it. You love it. And patch 1.9.2 has done nothing to stop it. Doesn't matter if the manpower income has been decreased. Bersaglary will remain supreme in the Deutsch Afrika Korps' eyes. Can you confirm, Jeff? Yes, I can confirm, Mike. Looks like Deutsch Afrika Korps is going nowhere fast. It's going to be the same meta at the high-level opponent. They don't like to try. They like to say they're pros. But they use the same fucking shit over and over and over again. You gotta love it. Now, not speaking ill of my opponent, he was actually a good sport. I just mean in general. When you see those high-level videos, how many times do you see the same fucking build going on over and over and over? And it's like, ha! I beat you! I activated my, it's really easy to use this card. And you go, okay, try something else. And then when they try something else, they immediately collapse. So that's just all I'm going to say on that. So Jeep's coming out into the field. What are we going to do? We're going to go ahead and use that Jeep cap in the center of the map. We're going to go ahead and activate the captured territory. Get that rolling. And immediately bring these scouts over. So we're going to go for something a little bit different. We're going to go for the Jeep and the Pathfinders and Engineer build. So what are we doing with that? The Jeep is going to have that 1 free heal every 120 seconds. If we lose that 1 free heal, the Engineers can repair us, get us back onto the field. And on top of that, we're going to use the Jeep to harass, recon, and get the cutoff here. Because I had a feeling my opponent had already captured the left and the right side fuel. Let's go ahead and take a look and confirm that Axis bias. And yes, he has the left and the right side fuel, giving him a plus 33 income in the early game. But because of that decap, we dropped him to plus 23. And back to the USF. So, back to Freedom side. It's looking good. We cut him off, and with the double kitten Kratschützens, he's really going to have a major map advantage in that early game, which is disgusting. Engineers coming over, immediately back off because the Kratschützens can buff the infantry, and we're not going to win that fight. Jeep is getting low. I have to go ahead and hit the reverse key. Thank God Jeeps can reverse. And he's going to chase. I go, okay, well, if you chase me in my base, you can fuck around and find out. He realizes that. He's going to go ahead and hit the reverse key. Oh, I'm sorry, the getaway key. No more reverse keys in the Kratschützen. What are we going to do? We're going to stall as much as we can, hide behind the heavy cover, and just wait it out. I was trying to get a dirty mine down. That's not going to work. Kratschützen is spotting me. They have an immense range. So Engineers are going to stay as far away as we can, waiting for the Jeep to heal back up, and then we'll get back into this aggressive stance. Moving the Rifleman over. Moving cover to cover as much as we can. What are we going to do with the Jeep? We're going to hug the green cover as much as possible because that negates all cover bonuses and allows us to win the fight. Why are we not focusing the Bersaglary? The Engineers with the combat bonuses from the Kratschützen get more DPS in the early game, I feel like, than the Bersaglary. So we need to immediately knock them out, moving the Engineers over for the gangbang while maintaining the cap. Riflemen do get low, but luckily we have an additional Rifleman coming onto the field, so we're good to go. Jeep is knocking out the Engineers, lovingly stroking them with a 30 cal machine gun. He's going to go ahead and back off. Scouts are holding their ground. He moves the Kratschützens on over. Excuse me, stutter. And I'm like, okay, well, we're going to use the Engineers to get some dirty decaps going. At the same time, Scouts are going to go ahead and regain the Muni point, and Riflemen are going to press and get the decap on the manpower point. Again, limiting the DAK manpower income. We need to do this. You got to restrict DAK's manpower income. Oh boy. Oh my. You got to keep it down. Because if they build that shit back up, they're going to, you know, destroy you with the sprinting Bersaglary squads that never tire because I guess they were hopped up on Axis cocaine. I believe it. You know, hey man. Take a look in the history books, kids. The German army, they weren't that superior. They were just mainly drugged out of their fucking mind on methamphetamines. So, oh my. Putting rounds into the Kratschützen. We got to get rid of their bleeding machine. which will allow us to keep the Versiglary by themselves. Riflemen are going to go ahead and hug the cover. We want to drop some models as much as we can. We're not going to win the long range, but we can stall it out as long as possible. Jeep's going to go ahead and back up into the engineers because we're 29 seconds on the cooldown. Don't want to waste it just yet. And if it moved a little bit closer, we could have capped. Left side of the map, I see Versiglary. I go, okay, Rifleman can win that fight. Unfortunately, Crad shoots and shows up to the Pound Town, and he's going to go ahead and force me off because as soon as I drop a model, I'm out of there. Now, with this new update, it is all about manpower conservation. Save your units the pain. And save that manpower. Third rifleman onto the field. That's not spam. I'm allowed to have 3 riflemen. Also, give me other options, Relic. So shut the fuck up, Axis mains. Yeah! Third rifleman onto the field. We're going to go ahead and put some pressure onto the Versiglary, but because of that little sign, which makes them easier to hit, 10% easier to hit with a marked target, we're going to go ahead and back off. It's not worth the fight. And let's give you a little sight for you new players. So, tracer marking. Sorry, 15% easier to hit. That is a huge damage buff. That means if you're behind heavy cover, it does not matter. So, Jeep moving in. We're going to go ahead and force the buffed Crad shoots and off to the field. That's our target priority. As soon as he goes away, we can go ahead and put rounds into the other Crad shoots, most likely. Let's get a little look-see. Yep, putting rounds into the Crad shoots and keep the Jeep max range. As soon as that goes away, we will focus the Versiglary. Because the engineers are max range, the riflemen are behind yellow cover, we cannot really do any damage to those engineers. Now he moves his Crad shoots back in. Over on the right side, I should have been moving those scouts, but they are capping. Middle of the map, again, putting pressure on the Crad shoots. It is getting very low. He does not pay attention. And boom, we get the wipe. That is a huge win in the early game with the Crad shoots off the field. We remove massive capping abilities. Fantastic. Co-tastic. Frank West. Fantastic. Riflemen holding on as long as they can. We're not going to win that fight. We will retreat. Engineers are going to go ahead and get some quick repairs going. I'm going to cancel that because the engineers will get targeted. And we don't want any unnecessary damage. Riflemen pushing the left side of the map. Our goal is to go ahead and get some dirty decaps. Now, chasing the engineers away, I go, okay, we need to be careful. Could be mines, but I feel like the center of the map is open and we will rotate there momentarily. Riflemen should have been in yellow cover and rotating them now. And then getting the decaps on the fuel, moving the scouts over to get a decap on the right side fuel. Keep the Versiglary separated. I go, alright, bitch. You got 3 Versiglaries? I hope you like sprinting everywhere across the map. I'm gonna fuck you up, son. And that's the goal. Keep the momentum going. Don't stop. Believe. Believe in the balance patches. Now, if anybody's wanting my personal opinion on patch 1.9.2... Yeah, I got that right. It's looking good so far, but as far as team games, it is fucked for allies right now. I think Axis is sitting at a 60% win ratio, so... I don't know what they're thinking here. 1v1s, it is looking better, but the cheese will show itself later on. I'm expecting the high-level players to whip out the cheese and figure out cheese strats. And, yeah. We will see. We will see and wait and see. Riflemen left side of the map, they are going to lose, but we got the decap in the field, just starting to stall for time. Riflemen in the middle, just debating if I should retreat them. I'm going to go ahead and hit the retreat button. Engineers low. Holding down with the captain. There was green cover here, but it is now gone. Captain is going to get some dirty shots into it. And what is that at the 7-minute mark? Boom! The first zesty counter to my rifleman build. The Flak Verbal Wing. So what are we doing? We were already building our counter, which was the 75mm tank anti-tank conversion. I was kind of hoping he was chasing my base. I would have rotated everything behind the building and brought this guy back here and knocked him out, but he's going to back off. So on the higher level player side of things, they're very cautious. They're not really going to dive you as much as the low level players. If that was a low level player, he would have ran into my base as much as he could. So using that bit of cautiousness in his playstyle, that works out for me. Waiting for the 75mm to pop, and we're going to go ahead and target weak point with that. Yep, there we go. Unfortunately, I never get to use the ability. I thought that was automatic. That's egg on my face. It is actually a 30 munitions ability that I just... Because of the range of this guy, it's never going to work out. So, I use the Jeep as bait. Unfortunately, that long burst does knock out the Jeep at 2 Jeep down. That's a huge loss for me. Any loss as an allied player is a big loss. And it can set us back immensely. Versiglary give me an indicator that he is already 3 command points deep with the 6-man squad and the Bretta 30 decals. So what's next on the menu? We're going to go ahead and make our medical. We need to reduce the manpower bleed because manpower is the key in this newest update. And next up, we're going to go ahead and rush bars ASAP. That's the key. Because with the Bretta 30 models, the riflemen can no longer keep up the fight at any and all ranges. They need the 30 bar 30 cals. Or 30-06 to stay in the fight. Sorry, 30-06 for the bar, my bad. Not 30 cal. So, we're going to go ahead and put pressure onto the Versiglary. I'm going to go ahead and use the... I did use the barrage ability, how to cancel it, so we're just, you know, allowing it to shoot. I will cancel it momentarily as soon as that squad gets chased off. Sometimes you can get lucky with a crit hit. We need to focus on this guy right here. Now, with any counter to the counter, the Axis already has 2 counters to your 1 counter. There's an AT gun waiting in the background. I don't know just yet. That's why I'm keeping it max range. And, yeah. We're going to take these engineers, rotate, get the heals going momentarily. Right to the map again, just capping. So, just because everything's going on in the middle, we're going to go ahead and cap. Riflemen, even though they're low, I was like, it's enough models to do enough damage onto any incoming units. We will take a shot from an AT gun momentarily. Boom, that was way too close. Do get a double shot into the flak verbal wing. Later on, we will tech into grenades. Sorry for the bar tech, I'm being a little bit slow on that. I was trying to make them think I had nades tech, that's why I was doing that, and then I'm like, okay. Well, we got something cooking with that at least. And we're healing up right now. We should be getting our Brownings tech momentarily. I don't know what the delay. There we go. There we go. I was a little bit off on the time there. So, you have to be very cautious with the 75mm flak gun. If you fuck up one time, this thing will instantly die. Rifleman, oh, excuse me, Captain does die. So the triple third Versicolary blobs are onto the field. He's trying to knock my units out and retreat. I do lose the Captain, sadly, in a 1 damage burst. But yeah, back to the 75. If you get caught out in the open, it doesn't matter how much health you have, you will die. You will die a terrible, terrible death, and you will most likely throw the match. So you have to keep this thing well guarded at all times. So eventually we will get a bazooka squad to escort this guy around all times. I control group 1 that, just to make sure that they can always sync together. But you have to be very cautious. This unit is great as a deterrent, a cheap deterrent to keep Axis vehicles off the field. It's mobile, it's better than nothing, it's better than setting up an AT gun. I highly recommend it. I think with this newest update, I think it gave it a little bit more accuracy. I could be wrong. But I'm just kind of going with the flow as allies. So right now my opponent has a 49 population capped on my 36. Now I do have a little bit extra manpower, but we are teching into upgrades as we go along. A lot of players like to go 2 of these things. I go, well, you can have 2, but if you have 2 and he doesn't make an additional vehicle, it's a bit of waste of manpower and munitions. So again, just to confirm, I did tech into advanced logistics, but I have not teched into any of the upgrades whatsoever.
Before the Axis mains go, so you did. You did use the infantry training center. You fool. I've caught you in my trap.
And it's like, whoa, I didn't tech any upgrades. I have to tech into something. So activating the barrage is going to go ahead and fail like everything it does. Putting rounds into the AT gun, I'm using this bush as cover and trying to keep me safe as long as possible. But unfortunately, we are going to lose that fight, and we need to hit the retreat button immediately because this triple Versa blob can gun me down. So again, being cautious, getting out of the Versa blob. And we are going to go ahead and tech into Scott. We're going to whip that guy out. Now, I haven't been giving the Scott a chance. I think it got a buff in this patch as well. I was kind of skimming the notes. Unfortunately, I just didn't have time to read it. I was in a bit of a statistical math tutor. And I needed to make sure I have a 97A in that class, and I do. So your boy got some brains, son. We're going to go ahead and move our guys together, escorting each other. The Scott is great at killing infantry, and with the 75mm gun carriage, our goal is just to chase that away. I go, okay, this is most likely bait, because he could have an anti-tank squad or an AT gun waiting for me. Let's go ahead and check that map real quick. He is putting mines down. So this is what I'm talking about if you're caught out in the open one time. It was bait, and I do take it. If you're caught out in the open one time, you will die immediately, and that's what happens. But it's not over just yet. We're going to go ahead and use our Scott, put rounds into the AT gun, and I have faith that the Scott can take a little bit of damage from the 75. So we knock out the AT gun, that's a huge win. Moving the Rifleman blob to support the Scott. We're going to go ahead and rotate the Scott back out. Now this could have been bad, he could have blocked me. If he did, that would have been a dead Scott. We have teched into nades with Riflemen, so we are going to go ahead and take one shot, a risky shot, but we get a huge damage roll, and move the Rifleman up in support. Burst of blob on my ass, moving the Rifleman in the snare, activate the sprint ability, chasing him as hard as possible. And what we're trying to do is keep him away from the AT gun, chase away the Burst of blob with the Scott, and use the Rifleman to just put some time into it. Now we get the grenade and a huge damage roll with the Rifleman, cleaning up that 75. This is exactly what we wanted, exactly what we needed, and boom. I do throw a panic nade. I thought he was going to try to take his AT gun up, but luckily he does not. He does throw a counter nade on me, running the Rifleman back to base. They are way too low, but we're using the Scott in a combat effectiveness ability, using the bush as cover. So what is he trying to do? He's trying to prevent me from capping that damn AT gun. And I'm like, yeah, no, fuck that. I need that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and ensnare this Crab Shoots him with the Rifleman. Boom! Boom! Knock at the crash shoots. And so we've eliminated the cap, we've eliminated the flak verbal wing, and on top of that, we're about to clean up this AT gun. We do lose a rifleman in the process, but honestly, a damn good trade. So what is he going to do? He's going to pick up my bar. I go, oh no, fuck no, that's not going to happen. You need to die, my boy. So come back here, get your comeuppance. You're not going back to base. I'm not letting you. You're moving the rifleman in to cap the AT gun. This is what we need. Now, I should have killed this wreck. Unfortunately, I don't. We need to get rid of that barred up engineer squad. Boom! Get the wipe. That means no mechanized support units. And because of no bitches, no snares, we are going to put rounds into the Versiglary. Now, I was being overcautious. I should have punished him. I did not. I honestly thought he was about to pop a tank because of how well this guy was playing. And I'm going to go ahead and rotate the Scott back. We got to bring it back. But because no bitches, no snares in the Versiglary, all he can do is shoot at me, and I go, haha, maybe next time don't make, I don't know, something unoriginal like this. I don't know, just me, just saying. Compadre. Oh, did I just say that? Did I just say that Versiglary cheese is one of the most unoriginal things in Company of Heroes 3 other than bunker spam? Oh, stop. Stop. You're being zesty. Stop. You monster. I'm just joking, by the way. This guy is a good player. So what is the problem right now? Because I have won these engagements, my opponent is floating a shit ton of manpower. And later on in the game, you are going to see he's going to stack as much as humanly possible on the manpower reserve by not making any units. And it allows him to accumulate a shit ton of manpower. What are we worried about right now? Possible Panzer III at the 15-minute mark. I do have a mine set up, and he's going to go ahead and detonate that, moving the single bar rifleman in to harass him. Now, we have to get as much bleed as we possibly can, because as soon as an additional Versiglary squad pops up, boom, there it is. We have to be cautious. With the Panzer III most likely building, because I saw that tank building in the back. We're keeping our Scott in a defensive posture, well supported with the rifleman and snares nearby. We do have his AT gun, rotating that over to cover the Scott. And get some huge damage rolls with the Scott. Again, I think this little guy got buffed because I feel like the Scott is actually kicking ass here. So, we're going to go ahead and cap with our Scouts momentarily. Getting the fuel from the DAK. Got to keep him down on the ground. No manpower, no fuel reserves. AT gun set up in support. Engineers moving on over. There's the tank. I saw that wreck and I'm like, okay, you've either got a tank or a rad. Tank's onto the field. I go, okay. Moving the AT gun up to support, baiting with the Scott. I'm going, well, if everything's well supported, you might take the bait, and I have your AT gun ready to pin you, because the glorious Axis AT guns never miss, and they always pin, yeah, Krupa steel is impenetrable, yeah! So, moving the Scott on over, reversing that guy, and putting some dirty shots into the Versiglary. I go, hey man, what happens when you have no bitches, no snares? You get Scotted. Oh, Scotty, beam me up, Scotty! Oh, shit! Oh my, I'm sorry, the glory was, it's all over my keyboard. I'm covered in glory. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Healing up right now, getting the Scott's max strength. Again, being cautious, using the engineers to get some dirty mines over here. I believe I did put some mines somewhere. Yep, there we go. And healing up for Scott. Moving in the bazookas to cover. We do have a bazooka squad ready to go. That was a little bit later, my bad. I thought I made them earlier. I was probably thinking of another match. I apologize. I lied. I do have to play a couple matches to get in the rhythm and the balance, so my bad. I do get another mine down, I believe. Or that was earlier in the game. But we have the support nearby. I'm going to go ahead and retreat. Don't want any unnecessary manpower bleed. And we're using our rockets. We are teching up right now, so we are going to be hurting the manpower. And rockets, again, sucking ass as always. Most of the rounds catching the fence. Gotta love the relic balance team. They don't know what they're doing. Hey, but when it's Panzerjägers, they never seem to miss, and they always seem to fucking schwack my allied armor. Just saying. Can we, Relic, I beg you, can we make the bazookas great again, man? Like, the Germans stole the bazooka design to make a fucking Panzerschreck. Like, let's stop pretending that the bazooka was ass, man. Come on. Penetration-wise, it was kind of lacking, but damn, it was accurate. Opening up with the Scott, putting rounds in the Versiglary, again, no bitches, no snares, baiting for a nade, hoping for a nade, saying, hey, give me that nade, son. Do hit a mine with the rifleman. I go, okay, Versiglary are sprinting. I'm like, okay. What's going on here? Are you about to pop a nade? You know, we need to be cautious. He might be charging with a Panzer III, trying to get vision for the AT gun. We don't know just yet. That was a zesty, confident push. Luckily, Scott is bleeding a max range. Engineers opening up on me. Riflemen were moving for some reason, but we are going to win that fight because Riflemen do have a single bar, so they can't handle the Engineers. Middle of the map, Panzer III is taking pot shots. And we have our AT gun set up, ready to go, ready to spank, ready to flank, ready to crank. Ready to stop the Zeeg Hail machine, son. He's putting rounds in my scouts. I go, okay, hit the retreat button. I should have given him the smoke grenade. But honestly, that worked out for me, because that might have blocked some sight. Now, putting rounds into the Panzer III with those shitty bazookas, but they do seem to hit this time. Activating one more barrage, we do chase them away. Scott ready to go. I say, come on, get some of this shit, son. And putting mines down here, here, and here, hoping for any tank pushes on these little choke points. So we're being proactive. We're getting mines everywhere down. We need to make sure that this guy slaps a mine and hates his life. With the engineers, go ahead and tech into Superior Fieldcraft, stack with the Minesweeper. It allows you for fast repairs, or better than nothing. And what are we doing right now? Saving our manpower and fuel. I'm going, okay, by the time I get a rifleman out, I'll most likely have enough manpower for a easy 8. Scott opening up. Again, being cautious. Putting rounds into him, getting huge damage rolls. Do have the mines down. Scott, at Veteran C2, does get a range increase, I believe. Let's go ahead and check that real quick. Rate of fire. No, it just naturally shoots that far. I apologize. I just noticed that the Scott was getting some massive range going, and I was like, oh, yeah, I can make this work. Moving the rifleman in, keeping that yellow cover, but trying to keep separated so we don't take any massive model drops. Moving the bazookas over with the AT gun in support and the Scott in support to chase away the infantry. We feel good and confident in this, hoping that the Panzer III pushes in. And we are going to go ahead and get our 1, 2, 3... 4th rifleman squad onto the field. So again, not rifleman spamming, as a lot of people are predicting right now with this patch. I saw a guy go,
Relic is messed up on the patch. Did you know that with the Infantry Support Center, we're at all doomed?
and I'm like, you've got to be fucking shitting me. Riflemen cost 29 manpower to reinforce now. They are expensive as fuck, son. So, using this tactical bush as cover, the Bush Wookiee with the Scout in the middle of the map can make some magic happen. Getting the decaps on the fuel. Our goal, again, cut that fuel off. Versiglary cheese coming on over. This rifleman will die. Watch the wiping potential in these Versiglaries. On the move, by the way. There should be some kind of negative accuracy, but watch these riflemen disintegrate. Now, I was late on the retreat, but on the move Versiglaries are fucking ridiculous, dude.
Rifleman down. No survivors.
And it's just disgusting. Like, come on, man. If you're firing on the move, you shouldn't get that much damage burst, but that's Versiglary for you. He's focusing my rockets. He wants the anti-tank cover gone, and that makes sense. But luckily, we have riflemen nearby with snares. I am going to lose the rocket team, unfortunately. Tank is moving in. I do have snares activated, hitting it once. Boom. Do not get an injured crit, unfortunately, but we're not done just yet. We need to be very cautious, keeping the riflemen in support. Panzer III away, moving the AT gun back around the bush. Have a second snare ready to go. We will activate it momentarily. But now we got to clean up the Versiglary. Got to make sure we get at least one wipe. Boom, get the wipe on the Versiglary, moving the rifleman in support. We do get the cleanup, so even though we lost the rifleman and the rocket squad, we do get at least one Versiglary, and this is huge for us at least. We needed that win. Because if we didn't wipe the Versiglary, we probably would have lost the game. We need to at least have some kind of even trade going. Unfortunately, it was uneven with the loss of the rocket squad. So again, being cautious, keeping the riflemen. I'm kind of just buffering. I would have retreated them, but we need to make sure some kind of buffer for the AT gun to retreat back to base. We are clapped on manpower because we're making our Easy 8. Now, before we forget, make sure to tech into War Machine before you buy the Easy 8. That saves you a shit ton of manpower. It drops it from, what is it? By 25%. I think it cost around 380 without the upgrade. So that's a big chunk of manpower saved right there. About 380-ish. So healing everything up. I can see somebody now.
I hope you know I'm a human calculator and you're wrong in your math. Fuck you, man. Ha ha ha.
It's like, I'm not a human calculator. It's okay. Anyways, whipping out the Easy 8, ready to go. Easy 8s have been giving a little bit of buff with the coaxial machine guns and the Sherman, I believe. So they're hitting a little bit harder is what it feels like. Moving the Sherman on over, we do have HVAP rounds ready to go, and we have high explosives for that pesky infantry to clean them up. Scott taking control of the center of the map. What is the goal right now? I realize he's probably either floating manpower or low on infantry, but we need to use this to our advantage because he is getting the caps, which is bleeding us heavy. We need to be aggressive. That Panzer III will not be able to take on my Sherman unless he gets really lucky. He does put a shot into me, and he's going to swap me away. Next up on the chopping block, I'm most likely going to go M31 recovery vehicle as soon as I can, but I need to be careful with my manpower because I am lacking. It has been a tit-for-tat battle. We've been swatting each other away this entire match, and I am down on the enemy infantry's killed. We are same on the vehicles because I cleaned up the Flak Wing and the 2 Kitten Krads, or Kradschützens. It should be 3 vehicles killed. That's a little bit weird. Probably a bug. So opening up with the Scott, we're going to go ahead and put rounds downtown, hitting him as hard as we can. Panzer III moving on over. I go, okay, AT gun ready to support. Rifleman as a buffer to snare. I'm like, come on, press me. Let's see what happens. I'll make the magic work. I'll fuck you up. I'll do it again. Gosh. If you know that meme. If you know that joke. Moving the Easy 8 on over, we're going to go ahead and be aggressive and proactive. I feel confident. We have Rifleman in support. AT gun, again, resetting up to cover. And we're going to go ahead and say, fuck your manpower income. I know you need this. I know you want this. We're going to go cut off the fuel from being decapped. We will rotate to engage momentarily. Backing the AT gun up. Boom, moving the Scott in. Getting our necessary caps. So what are we doing right now? I'm going, hey, do I need to tech into Hellcat, or do I need to buy another Rifleman? I'm running the, you know, gambit in my head. I'm like, hey, what do we need to win? Now, we're focusing the Burst of Glare. We will clean that up with the magical Scott shot at max range. I'm going, come on, buddy, don't fail me. Boom! Ah! Yeah! Fucking feel that! Feel that in your Burst of Glare, son. Fuck your Burst of Glare. Oh! Woo! Max range shot in the Scott. Makes me happy. Additional Rifleman in the build. Oh, Scott, you're not letting me down, bud. Look at that 5,400 veterancy for a fucking Scott. Like, that's a wet dream. Oh, my goodness. He does tap my mind. That gives me a loving indicator that he's nearby. Probably right around there. And we're going to go ahead and find him out. Rifleman opening up, but AT gun is going to go ahead and cover and support. Scott taking pot shots into him. Rifleman onto the field. I back it up. I'm like, did he get a mine down? I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and reverse the Sherman. I am showing my rear armor. That's a big no-no. But luckily, we're going to go ahead and swing it around. Scott getting a juicy hit. Big shot from the Easy 8. Engineers on the left side of the map. I was putting mines down everywhere. And just, again, putting rounds into the sky. I'm like, do you really want to get this cap? It's not worth it. AT gun is going to open up on me. I'm half health. Unfortunately, I will lose the Sherman because I was getting way too confident. A Panzer III can kill a Sherman easily if you're half health. So that is a huge loss. What am I going to do before we fully retreat off to the field? We're going to take this AT gun and kill the wreck. Why are we doing that? I know you guys have been watching Tight Rub's video. I love Tight Rub's video, but in his videos he has shown me that DAK has a scummy way of rebuilding your Shermans, recruiting them, getting that manpower back, and using them against you. We're not going to fuck around and find out with that. So, we have the map control going in our favor right now. We did lose the Easy 8. Unfortunately, we can make another one in about 5 fuel, but that does set us back because we're now, like I said, I wasn't going to get the advanced logistics, but if we wanted to, we've lost that ability because of that loss. That tells me that gives him the ability to get a Tiger, and by 26 minutes, if there's only one Panzer III, you're telling me that you're making a Tiger. You're telling me that you need a Tiger. You're telling me that the glorious fatherland never lost a Tiger in World War II, accompanying to Reichsland Studios, yeah. He does take a shot into me. We're going to go ahead and hit the retreat button, trying to get a dirty bleed into him. Moving over the manpower cap. We're going to go ahead and be proactive. Just because he's fucking me up on the left side, we can put some pressure on the right side. He will wipe that Rifleman, sadly. That's a huge loss. How will I ever financially recover? Should have moved over here to the right side of the cap. I'm like, fuck. So what are we going to do? I'm trying to put some pressure into the manpower points and keep the aggression going. We still have the AT gun in support. Easy 8's about to pop. And I noticed his units are really weak. Trying to clean up the engineer fail, but we do get the Burst of Glare, activating a Rifleman max speed, hoping that we can get some damage. Boom! Burst of Glare gone. I go, if you're going to kill my Rifleman, I'm going to take those Burst of Glare. We're not done yet. Fuck yeah, son. Oh, zesty. Bold. Don't stop me. Putting rounds into the Burst of Glare, gonna go ahead and chase him away. Panzer III is vetted up. That means it is a wiping machine of veterancy 2. Gotta be careful. It can damage the shit out of Rifleman. Moving in the Scott, though, I'm like, if Panzer III is over here, you're probably not supported over there. Do take a shot from the AT gun. That tells me he's rebuilt it. I'm like, okay, that's bad. Moving the Easy 8 in, I'm gonna go ahead and activate the anti-tank rounds, the HVAP, high velocity armor piercing. Putting pressure onto the Panzer III. I really want to knock it out because, again, no bitches, no snares. Rifleman taking shots into the AT gun max range. Unfortunately, doesn't work. I was going to move the Scott. I'm like, okay, no, we lost the Easy 8. We really can't risk it. This AT gun pins every time. Came out veterancy 1. This thing will fuck us up. I was just born this way. Oh. And, you know, like, every Axis AT gun manages to punch allied armor. Just put holes through it. Even though it's a Pack 38. Or, yeah, 38. Not a 43. So, smaller caliber. Yeah, smaller caliber historically. And, you know, just trying to do some frontline heals. I go, okay, he probably saw that, so we're going to stop healing the Scott. Focus our winner, our breadwinner, the Easy 8. Make sure he's ready to go for every rumble and tussle and fight and lions and tigers and bear, oh my. 28 minutes, I'm like, where is your fucking tiger? It has popped out into the field. Now, pause, I didn't really catch it, but you can rewatch the video. He purposely didn't build any units because he was like, I'm going to cheese the manpower by not building. I know that the tiger will pop. I know you can't knock me out all the way because I'll just keep running with the burst auxiliary sprint ability, and that's fucking disgusting. Like, that is super smart. Credit to the guy, but that is fucking scummy as shit. Let me just never build a unit to get this tiger. So, you know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Fatherland's mighty tigers, the greatest tank in the world, according to Relic Studios. Even though the Pershing, you know, destroys the tiger on the late war. But that's okay. It's 1943. We have a couple more years until the Pershing pops. So what does that mean? Keep everything back in base. Keep your units locked behind closed doors. Make sure everything is safe because the mighty Tiger is in town, yeah. Artillery ability onto the field. Tiger takes a pot shot into my AT gun. But look, it's a damn... Oh my... Oh, the glorious right line. I'm sorry. Oh my, we will never lose this war. I cannot wait to Sieg Heil until the year, 2025. What, you telling me we lost the war? No, not according to Company on Heroes 3. It's not possible. Look at all that damage. 9. So that means we got to play smarter, harder, and faster. We got to scatter our units, get out of the circle. We do lose the AT gun, unfortunately. It is not going to work. And next up on the chopping block is going to be a Hellcat. We need to make sure to have some kind of hard counter to the Tiger. And with the recent Company of Heroes update, Hellcats do have HVAP rounds, which is a blessing. Co-devs did right on this balance patch as far as the Hellcat is concerned. So we're healing, using our engineer's ability with the Minesweeper stacked with the superior field repairs, getting everything back on. We're going to have to ignore the Scott for right now. That's not our priority, buddy. Sorry. We need to get this Hellcat onto the field to have some kind of armor piercing, immediately teching into HVAP rounds. We have a shit ton of munis. We can't really spend it on this commander. There's no muni ability, really. We didn't tech into any of that. So we have HVAP on standby to put pot shots into the Tiger. We need that veterancy. Tiger, rear armor showing he is that confident in his Tiger. He's like, you cannot hope to ever penetrate the glorious Tiger. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and use that confidence to his downfall. We're gonna go ahead and move the Hellcat in. Max speed, activating the HVAP rounds, trying to take pot shots into the Tiger. Do get a snare onto the Panzer III, running around town, trying to hit that Tiger as hard as we can. Easy A is coming into support, throwing a nade onto the AT gun, trying to knock it out. And unfortunately, we do die because the glorious Tiger, with the combined with the AT gun, does knock us out. But we get a consolation prize, yeah. The glorious Fatherland has decided to donate an AT gun to us. And the Tiger is zesty and bold, yeah. He is going to activate his cheesy pop smoke ability, but I said, I have attack round. Oh! We're gonna go ahead and knock it out. Sorry. Oh, my bad. I got a lot of pent-up energy. So we're gonna go ahead and knock out that Panzer III. I'm like, okay, kill the Rex. We need to make sure he can never, ever get the shit back online. Immediately focusing the Easy 8 wreck. We are gonna steal the AT gun and pick this shit up. And, the glorious Fatherland steel is hard to penetrate, even when it is destroyed, and the Easy 8 cannot possibly hope to take aim at this. It is terrified, but we do finally blow it up. That was a pretty cool animation. Focusing the Easy 8 next, stealing the AT gun, bringing it back to base. I go, thanks for the donation station, bud. Tiger is back onto the field. He feels confident, takes a shot into my Easy 8. He knows he can defeat me. The Sieg is on his side. It's too powerful. Unfortunately, pathing does cause me to jitter stop, and I'm like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. I'm like, come on, baby, go, baby, go! Don't stop, don't look back, please, I beg you. Holy shit! Oh! That's exactly what I was saying during this match, dude. I was like, fuck, 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 fuck. Oh fuck, are you sweating? I'm sweating. Second Hellcat onto the field. Scott, I couldn't use you, buddy. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I wanted you back in the fight so bad, but I couldn't touch you. What's next? We're going to go ahead and get that recovery vehicle. I'm repairing too much. Going to go ahead and pick up that bar because riflemen drop bars like fucking pieces of candy. It's disgusting. Hellcat, because this Tiger is half health. Going to move him in, take a pot shot. Using the HVAP. I want to keep him damaged because the engineers are capping. I'm like, he's not repairing. He could have auto repairs, but we just need to damage him. Unfortunately, pathing fucks me again. Relic in their pathing. Look at that! What are you doing? Do you want to die? Fuck! That's what I... Fucking... Dude, these matches... I'm like, why the fuck are you stopping? Relic, you lied to me about the vehicle pathing. Vehicle pathing is still ass. You've got the cool, you know, bulletins. The game is looking better as far as UI, but damn it, you need to work on your fucking pathing, bud. Also, for the love of all things holy, please stop with every update destroying the ability to watch recordings. I don't know if that's what patch 1.9.2 fixes. All it said was it prevents the game from crashing. I thought I lost this recording. I had to tell my buddies, hey, I can't play a match with you guys. I've really got to get this recording going. And I felt terrible. Relic, you're moving in the right direction, but you got to seal the deal. I'm about to give you guys a review. The second co-review on this. No, third co-review on this game. You have a chance to get somebody in your corner. Fix the game. Also, get rid of the sprint ability for the Burst of Glare. Out of combat. That is stupid as fuck. Oh, look, he's floating manpower again before people say, you know, see, this is the problem. He's purposely not spending any manpower to go ahead and get a massive stack going compared to mine. That's smart. That's smart. Scummy, but smart. Easy 8 opening up, taking shots into the glorious Burst of Glare. Tiger does miss, thank God, because that probably would have wiped me. Putting rounds downtown, trying to keep him away. Putting mines again, getting our minefield set up. Now, I should have moved them because if a unit's clumped together like that, that means there's a mine. So I should have moved them, but we are getting our sneaky mines everywhere. Here, there, everywhere, left, right, up and down. Taking it to Pound Town. Oh, yeah. Rifleman clumped up. I don't know why they're doing that. I go, okay, well, one shot from a Tiger, that would have been a wipe. Luckily, I didn't catch that, or I would have moved them. Well, I mean, I did move them. They still clumped up because I was putting mines down. Oh, goodness. So, what are we going to do? I go, yep, it is impossible to defeat the glorious Tiger, but we need to keep the attacks going because he is going to stack that manpower. Tiger does miss, take a pot shot. AT gun is set up. And because the AT gun's made of glorious croup of steel, it can penetrate the glorious Tiger. Just this once, yeah. Oh, and we get the kill on the engineers. That means no repairs as far as I'm concerned. He's probably going to take an emergency repairs. Moving the Rifleman into snare. Huge shot from the Tiger. Moving the Hellcat in support. Panzer 3 does pop out with the AT gun in support. I go, oh fuck, this is bad. Activating the snare. Bringing the Easy 8 on the side. Opening up with the Hellcat. AT gun, where the fuck are you at? Not in the fight. I am going to get the engine crit on that vehicle. Easy 8 is about to die. Have to roll out. I'm like, fuck. Do get a crit shot onto the AT gun. Luckily, Rifleman moving in. Unfortunately, our snare is on the cooldown. So I was focusing the AT gun because I was like, if we kill the AT gun, maybe the Hellcat can pick it up. Luckily, I was using every ounce of RNG in my favor. And I think, you know, a little bit of heaven's blessing, you know, God guiding that shot. He was like, you're not going to lose today, bud. We are going to win. Moving the Hellcat in, I'm like, AT gun's knocked out, activating our, nope, HVAP's on cooldown. So we're just trying to chase him away. Easy 8 overextending. We do have the vehicle on repairs. I go, hey, he's pushing. He does take a shot into the Hellcat. Very smart move with the attack round. Unfortunately, Croup of Steel does bounce Croup of Steel with that AT gun shot. Our Easy 8 is healed up enough. Oh, and he knocks me out in favor. I was worried he was going to take one pot shot into that. I was like, it's healed up enough. It will survive. He focuses the AT gun, removes that veterancy. Rifleman moving on the right side of the map. Burst of Glare with veterancy 1 can absolutely decimate Double Barred Rifleman close range. It's disgusting. Look at that. Who's winning? It definitely looks like the fucking Burst of Glare. But he's behind cover. Half of his units are out of cover. Don't try to hit me with that bullshit. People talking about cover. Half of his units were out of cover. Riflemen were shooting the flanks. Nice try. Tiger moving over. I go, yeah, gotta run. Luckily it misses. That could have been a wipe. Big no-no. We are healing up everything we can with the 31 recovery vehicle. Why do we go that? I'll show you late game. It'll, you know, give you a little bit of a chuckle. Second Hellcat onto the field. We need one more to take down the glorious Tiger. You need 3 Hellcats to take down one glorious Fatherland Tiger. It is the rules, yeah. 3 Hellcats cost the about 30 fuel less than, no, 10 fuel less than the Tiger. 210 fuel to 220 for the Tiger. So you need 3 Hellcats to take down one fucking tank. And this is what I've argued is kind of bullshit. Luckily, because our reduced manpower reductions, Hellcats cost the same as, not the Scott, what is it? Chaffies. They cost the same as the Chaffee, so that does come into our favor because we're manpower clapped. Again, no advanced logistics tech. Riflemen against ass grenadiers, they will most likely lose if he stops moving. We're going to go ahead and watch that fight. Stay tuned, kids. In the middle of the map, he was trying to cap. I go, fuck off. Panzer 4 moving over. With the buffs, Askrens do win. It was a 50-50 fight. But with those buffs in the Panzer 4, they do win the fight. And I go, okay, that's fine. Moving over to block the VP, I'm like, yeah, fuck the fuel. Keep you off the VP. We're going to stall you. Middle of the map, AT gun does open up. Tiger does take a pot shot into me. Croup of Steel, unfortunately, does pounce on the glorious Tiger because it is veterancy 2. in a bad place, but I'm like, your Tiger is slow, and my Easy 8 is more faster, yeah. Yeah. Zig. So, middle of the map, he's gonna go ahead and attack me. I'm like, double Hellcats, what the fuck are you thinking, bud? I'm like, okay, well, if you want to get snared, I'm totally for it. AT gun is in support. We're going to use the rifleman to double trouble this shit. We're going to get a snare activated, but we're going to focus the AT gun as much as we can. Bounce again from the AT gun, it fails, but snare does take minimal damage. He gets away. And riflemen, by the skin of their teeth, look at that. I think they got 1 health, man. That man's held together with fucking duct tape and super glue, son. I'm looking at this fucking health. I hope this medical doesn't take effect. You are going to find out. We will get the receipts, damn it. Come on, you little bitch. Show me. Yeah, it was 1 health. It was 1 fucking health. Duct tape, super glue, and a fucking Chuck E. Cheese coupon, my boy. So, 3rd Hellcat in the build. I'm like, okay, if we don't attack this now, he's going to build Stuka coming from the sky. He's going to Stuka base rape me, most likely. Now, we did recruit the AT gun. Unfortunately, we don't have enough to get any of that rolling. Scott, Vet 3. Popping smoke. I was trying to get the VP cap. Tiger is moving in. Tiger does miss because that was an attack round, so we're going to use that to our advantage. Hide behind the house. Put pressure onto the Versiglary. And just hit him. Now, Tiger was going to roll around. That's why I'm moving away. He does take a pot shot. I bait him. Gives me time to cap. Moving our Hellcats M31 recovery vehicle in a group. This is all grouped up together. We are getting ready for our GG push. Tiger is overextended. This is it. This is the game-winning push. All vehicles, hands on deck. We aren't going to stop. HVAP rounds activated to counter the Tiger. Notice the AT gun. Going to use the Scott to focus the AT gun. Putting all of our Hellcats into the Tiger. Using the M130 recovery vehicle as bait. Trying to knock out the AT gun. Hellcats are focused on the Tiger. Halfway down health on the Tiger. Trying to knock it out. Activated emergency smoke and go, okay, fuck you, son. Attack round. Moving in the Easy 8. We do knock out the AT gun. We're going to rotate our Hellcats around the town. Putting rounds into the Tiger next after the Stuka is eliminated. Now we have to kill this. HVAP rounds on the Easy 8 as well. Do kill the Tiger. We're not done yet. Panzer IV somehow went invisible in the smoke. We need to knock it out. With the Tiger gone and our opponent, it's GG. It's over. Fuck. Fuck. If you think that was a mouthful, that was my mouthful on that match, dude. That was everything I had to knock out that Tiger. I sent every single one of those vehicles to kill 1 fucking tank. But damn it, we paid off. Now, let's get into the efficiency stats before we go anywhere. Check that out, people. Even with our... I would say it was mediocre for me at best. I was making a lot of mistakes, but our opponent does get 155 kills to 120 lost and 120 to 160. Don't know where these numbers are coming from, but doesn't matter how much damage we were putting onto this guy or how many times we flanked him. We're still going to lack on the damage. We're still going to lack on the infantry kills. It is all about surviving until you've accumulated enough mass for that GG push. And that's exactly what happened, people. We sent 3 Hellcats in with the M31 recovery vehicle. I was hoping he was going to take shots into the M31 recovery vehicle first. That's why I moved it in. I should have been repairing wall in that fight. I parked it next to the Stuka to give me a little bit of vision to see if there was anything else going on in the base. It was a lot. But at that time, I was like, he's not putting any mines. It looks like it was risky. If he had put a mine down, that probably would have GG'd me. That Tiger could take the damage. It required me with the HVAP rounds and getting behind the Tiger for this to pay off. He was way too, like too much overusage on the emergency smoke. You saw that. It was a lot of emergency smoke popping, trying to clutch out of that. And you know what? I know how to attack round in this game. GG to my opponent, though. This guy is good at Company of Heroes. If you run into him, you're gonna have to fucking play your heart out. Yeah, but the game is getting in the right direction, but it still feels like it's a lot of work for riflemen. So I think I only had 4 riflemen on the field at one time, 5 maximum. Definitely not spam, not the 8 riflemen spam you're used to. This is my total production of riflemen built. Now, 66 infantry kills with 8 riflemen, 7,000 damage. Let's compare that to the Versiglary. 5 Versiglary, 68 infantry kills, 9,000 damage. So if we compare that, the Versiglary with only 5 squads produced had more infantry kills, more infantry damage compared to my riflemen, which is disgusting. Vehicles, check out that vehicle diversity build going on here. We had nothing but diversity nonstop. Compared it to the DAK, Kratschützen, Heavy Tiger, Walking Stuka. Not much diversity. Honestly, Panzer III, Panzer IV. Yeah. It's a lot of micro to stay in the ally game, people. Now, we do overtake him on the, I'll just say mid-game. We start overtaking him slowly but steadily. Now we do have some losses, and we balance out. But we made it work, damn it. 39 minutes, 40-minute match. It was a fucking struggle. But GG, guys. Well played to my opponent. But damn it. I was sweating that match, but GG.